Hello again. So finally, we got to see some lovely winter sunshine across the region today, but it certainly has been feeling very cold out there. And as we go through the next few days, well, it is remaining on the cold side. There will be some frost, potentially some icy stretches to watch out for. And then as we move through the weekend, things turn in a bit more unsettled with some rain, sleet and some snow in places. So you can see at the moment we've still got that high pressure fairly close by, so staying largely dry as we move through Friday, but eventually low pressure will start to work its way towards us. It's going to drive this system north and eastwards as we move through Saturday and into Sunday, and on the leading edge of that rain turn into sleet and snow for a time before it turns back to rain as the milder air starts to move in behind it. Now, before we get to that though, still plenty of quiet weather across the region. And as we go through tonight, it's dry, lengthy clear skies. Those temperatures certainly will be cold, falling well below freezing. So there will be a widespread frost. And what that means for Friday morning is a frosty, potentially an icy start for some, but for many of us, we'll see lots of blue skies and plenty of winter sunshine across the region. There'll be one or two showers as we go through the afternoon. These could be wintry across the higher ground in the north, but for most of us, a dry end to the working week, but wrap up warm again, highs there this time 3 or 4 degrees. And as I mentioned earlier, as we go through the weekend, low pressure takes control of things. You can see turning unsettled. It will be windy at times with some rain, potentially turning to sleet and snow for a time. There is the risk of some localised flooding in places too, briefly turning milder, then turning colder again as we go into next week. Bye-bye. There will be plenty of dry and bright weather across the region on Friday. However, all change as we go through the weekend. We're going to see potentially some sleet and some snow in places. So on Friday, we've still got high pressure fairly close by. That's going to keep us largely dry. But throughout the weekend, low pressure starts to work its way towards us now. It's going to be driving the system towards the UK. It's expected to work its way north and east. On the leading edge of that front, some of that rain could be turned into sleet and snow for a time before the milder air sweeps in and it turns back to rain as we go through Sunday. But in the meantime, well, it's certainly dry out there for the rest of tonight. Lengthy clear skies, so it will be cold. Our temperatures falling well below freezing. So there will be a widespread frost tonight, potentially a few fog patches in places too. And what that means for Friday morning is a cold and a frosty start to the day first thing. But for many of us, we'll get to see plenty of blue skies and lots of sunshine across the region. Might just see the odd sneaky shower as we go through the afternoon, but generally it's a dry end to the working week. Light winds, but wrap up warm. It's remaining cold at their highs this time between 2 and 5 degrees. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're making plans for the weekend, do watch out for this area of low pressure driving this rain towards us. As I mentioned earlier, for a time it could be turned to sleet and snow, and you can see the squeeze in the isobars too. It will be turning rather windy. Then once this moves out of the way, the temperatures will rise once again by the end of the week with some sunny spells to come on Monday. Bye bye.